Alright, I want to do this one more specifically to talk to any of the survivor men that watch these. One of the biggest things I've had to deal with going through all this is looking back on my life and realizing how much I lost. How much time I lost as myself, knowing myself. All the opportunities that I could have possibly pursued. But the truth is, as eloquently as a friend told me, so what? I didn't take it too well when he said it the first time. But there's truth in saying so what. It's not to dismiss the pain, it's not to dismiss what you went through, but the past is the past, you can't get it back. You can't try to go back, and there's nothing you can do to change. So, what you have to do is try to find something right here, right now, to help ease that, soften it, allow you to come to that point of acceptance, because it is truly the processes of grief, denial, pleading, eventually acceptance, because that's all there is. So, one of the things that helps me is I have a belief in reincarnation. I know that's a little bit out there, not everybody does. But consider the idea of reincarnation. And I believe it not because somebody told me, because I've considered it for a long time and hashed it out rationally, reasonably, and in terms of other philosophy and the world, global philosophies. And I'm thoroughly convinced that reincarnation is a real thing, true thing. So that being said, as a premise, as a setup to a logical argument, you have to accept that, to accept this. Then that would say that at some point in a past life or some point in a future life, I will have the opportunity to engage in indulge things at the ages that I wanted to. That helps, if you can believe that. The other thing is, the truth of things right now for me, everything I would have wanted in my past that I didn't have, I can still have in essence. It may not be wrapped in the exact same pictures. Okay, so the guy's not going to be 20. He's going to be 45, 50. But that doesn't mean that the experience won't be the same. Yeah, I know there's a lot of older people out there going, yeah, right. You don't lose that kind of love just because you're older. And, you know, my vanity says, I only look 45 anyway, so the hell with the numbers. I feel 35. I look 45. That helps me too. Our beings, I don't think, know quantity, they know quality. And the truth is, I have enough time left in this life to find that quality from here forward without looking back. I think our beings know how to be happy. And even though it's not the happy that you were wanting or expecting, it's still happy. And I quite frankly think I am going to have the happy that I want, not necessarily the happy that I wanted. I think when I die, I will be satisfied with what I have, because my being doesn't count the years, my being doesn't count the quantity of it. It just experiences the quality of it. I'll say right now, survivor guys who are watching this, there are two people worth watching videos. I would start with Louise Hay first. Louise Hay is a female abuse survivor, rape survivor, childhood. And she came through this and learned a lot from the experience and then tried to share it back. And in the beginning of my break, this last time in 19, she was fundamentally important to the beginning of my recovery. A sweet, old lady. She's passed, so she won't take offense to that. She wouldn't have anyway. A sweet lady whose words were just soothing and kind and always positive. It gave me the need that I needed to help me feel safe. And the other one is Esther Hicks, someone Louise Hay highly respected and believed to be the greatest teacher at this time. I believe that the videos from Esther help us to find a perspective in life. And they're useful to anybody, not just Survivor Monday. I say it to you because, that's the avenue through which I'm speaking, but helps you to see life, everything in life, from the positive viewpoint. Saying that there is no reason ever to see things in the negative. That's the worth of Esther/Abraham Hicks. So, I guess that's it. I didn't have more. I kind of wish I had more. But really, those are the things that I used to help get through that feeling of loss of my life. And now I actually look forward with an anticipation for what's coming in my life. Because I just know that it's going to be good and I'm going to be happy. And I got to check my channel as I do this real quick because there's something else I wanted to say, and I got to find her name. And her name is Deborah Warner. She did a TED Talk called Breaking the Silence of Male Trauma Survivors. Something about it being a woman. When I watched it, it may have been last night, helped me to heal some of the feelings I had of being ignored, of people not caring. I recommend listening to her. Listening to the guys talk is good, but listening to her, a woman, speaking out in support of us, I cried and it made me feel good. I recommend her too. Alright, so this is all I'm going to say. I'm going to cut it shorter. I'm going to just start looking for things to ramble on. Like my shirt. My kid got me this for Father's Day. I'll leave it at that. Alright, good night.